brother?
Blessings, blessings. Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening. All right. So, what do you think about the topic? Do you believe that sex is important in a marriage?
Yes, I must say that sex is definitely important in marriage, and I'm going to give my reasons behind it.
Yeah.
First
Okay.
and
Well,
foremost, let me disclaim I am also married, so I can speak heavily on this term.
Yes.
So I believe sex, not when I look at the term sex, I would
yes.
add it to sexual intimacy as well, right? To be intimate. And I would say it's
Yes.
vitally important in marriage. And
Yes.
because you see, husbands and wives are to be intimate with each other so that they
Yes.
can fulfill each other's sexual needs,
Yeah.
right? So you would want to pursue your wife just as you want your wife to pursue you as a man.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it must be known that the sexual experience is not to be a boring, worn out, burdening, and tasteless experience, right? In
Yes.
Yes.
fact, it should be an enjoyable joint effort of giving and receiving the pleasure that is desired. So, sex, a lot of persons don't know that, but in my take as a psychotherapist myself, sex is a
Yes.
particular um, moment that becomes a lifetime. Because you see, the thing is really, people believe that sex is actually just an activity, it's an event, but it becomes a
Yeah.
culture in marriage, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Sex is also meant by God to be a glue. You're glued on to your husband, and your husband
Yes.
is glued on to you, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And so, sex in itself is a pleasure giving, pleasure seeking experience. You give pleasure, you want pleasure. You want pleasure, you give pleasure. It
Yes.
Yes.
doesn't have a one handed approach to it, it's always a two-hand approach. And so, pleasing each other can be done in a number of ways. And interestingly so, the more exploration is very important. So partners need to explore each other, right? So
Yes.
as much as a wife actually explores her husband and a husband his wife,
Yeah.
endless
Yes.
discoveries are made. And that is why sex is so important because you get to discover your wife, you get to discover your
Your
husband, you get to
husband.
see
Yes.
what she likes. Very, very interesting. And it's a common question, it's a common realistic thing that really goes on because we are quite aware, especially here in the Caribbean, we are quite aware that many men and many women they try their best to quote unquote keep their wives or their husbands sexually, but yet still, as you know, some people
Yes.
still go out there, right? Some people still leave
Yes.
their homes, leave their marital bed, and they actually go out there and try to get other things done. Now the thing is, as a psychotherapist, what I've realized is one of the reasons why people go out there, even if their husbands or their wife try to help them be more intimate in bed, is that they don't explore each other more and they don't really
Yes.
enjoy that. Because if you don't explore the person, if you don't explore your spouse,
Yes.
if you don't know what your husband likes or your wife likes sexually, and you try to forcefully just do your own stuff, right? That,
Yes.
that's one of the main factors of having someone to leave the home to try to get someone else to understand him or her, right? So it's very important to really and truly explore that person, come to good terms, communicate. If something is not happening satisfactorily in the bed, then what really happens
Yes.
is that you need to talk to your husband, you need to talk to your wife, right? You see, communication is
Yeah.
not done where sex is concerned because sex is considered a topic in the Caribbean that nobody wants to talk about, even among husbands and wives. For example, in the Caribbean in particular, when a husband and a wife want to have sex, it seems as though it
Yes.
becomes like an event. It's like, let's go do something tonight. Sex should not happen like that, right? lead on to each other, lead on to each other, and so you
Yeah.
want to explore each other in the way you rightfully want to explore. Because when you see the man goes out or the woman goes out to get his concubine or her sugar daddy, what really
Yeah.
happens is that they try to get what they're lacking.
Yes.
And when they get
Mm-hmm.
what they're lacking, they don't really want their husbands and their wives anymore. So it's all about exploring, discovering, communicating, and especially matters of sex. I can just share some things because you asked, and I want to be very practical as well because that's
Mm-hmm.
what I help people with. You see, the thing is, a man may go out to get another woman because his wife don't give him oral sex, right? And he
Mm-hmm.
wants oral sex. And so they never had a conversation about oral sex. And because he's not getting the oral sex that he wants, he actually is unhappy. And because he's unhappy, he wants to go to get it wherever. He can get it from a vagrant, he can get it from a homeless person, he can get it from whoever, but because he's not happy, he's not going to be happy with his wife. Same thing
Yeah.
like a woman. A woman may want the same, and the man is not doing it, right? So she's going out and and get it elsewhere because the man
Yeah.
does not really communicate with her why he doesn't want to do it, why it's not a good thing for him to do, or whatever the case may be. No communication is made. So it's important to communicate first. Let me just summarize: communicate and explore, discover, be
One of the
happy about.
major thing I see happening these days with sex, people is using sex for a bargain chip, and that is wrong. That is so very wrong.
Mhm.
Okay, the word of God says, because I am a woman of God and I like to go from the book. You understand?
Yeah.
The word of God says that, I mean, only two ways must a man and a woman keep themselves from each other. One, if the woman is, menstruating. Two, if the woman and the man, come to agreement, and they are going on fasting. The wife is going on fasting.
Yes.
You as the husband, okay, give her a break. You know, come to agreement and say, okay, I'm going on a 1 month fast, or I'm going on a 3 week fast, or whatever it is. But both of you must agree. The Bible says we must not defraud each other. Meaning, when you withhold sex from your partner, you're sending him to the street. You're sending her to the street. You understand? And I know a lot of people who do this thing. If we're having an issue, relax, shop.
Yes.
If
Mhm.
anything not going the way it's supposed to go, relax, shop. No goods now,
Yes.
no goods now deliver, and whatever the name they may give for it, and it's wrong. It's wrong, because
Yes.
listen to me. The word of God says again, and I will, emphasize on that. If you do
Yes.
not allow your husband or your wife to pleasure you, something else will come in and do it. And people
Yes.
got to
That's true.
understand that we are not just physical beings, we are spiritual beings. And there are a lot of things out there about human that human themselves don't even understand, because they don't explore the spiritual side of things. You
Yes.
understand?
Yes.
So we have to understand that God give us these rules for us to really, live by them. And if we don't live by them, then we are going to end up doing wrong things, going the wrong way. And that's why many people, sex life is, because they hold sex as an hostage. Sex is
Yeah.
all as an hostage. Give me this, I'm give you some. You understand? And then, and because of the bargaining chip that we use sex for, sex is not enjoyed the way it's supposed to be enjoyed. Because I'm doing it because I mean, you're gonna give me something, or I'm doing it because, I mean, you know, It's not two people going into an agreement. I mean, coming together, exploring each other. And then another, most of the Jamaican man, them don't know how to make love. Them know how to have sex. Them not know how to make love. And
My God.
I'm
I,
telling you, it's, excuse me?
go ahead, my sister. Go ahead and speak your word.
Yes, sister, you know, sister, I hear it in your voice. You see, they don't know how to make love. And if you, as a woman, ever try to say, okay, I would like it this way. You know, you try to reach them for make. Oh, baby, you know, if you touch me this way, me feel much better. Oh, what do you want? Tell me how to do it now. Yeah, man. And the argument start, and sex disappear altogether because in everything him want to be. I mean, the aggressor. No. What if your wife want to explore having sex with you in the car? What if your wife want to take a big blanket, go down in the garden when the moon up, spread you out down there, and you and she explore the garden? Eh? What if your wife want you to go down a seaside? Or you not go down there
Yes.
with Angela, Maureen, and all them other people there? Why is man buying woman? Because when you have a woman, I buy you buyer. So you buy a woman, you put in your house, and you have her in there as trophy. And you keep her
Yes.
in there as the trophy. The woman have feelings. The woman want to be explored. Yet you
So
want go
true.
down town, go get a ghetto girl, figure you the wickedest slam, and your wife up a yard dying to get some slam, and you know, oh,